Hayden Paddon electing to compete in the Otago Classic Rally this year, Ben Hunt starts as favourite to defend his title. Jack Hawkswood would lead the field of four-wheel drive cars, as he did also enter the Asia Pacific Rally Championship round.
Yeah, it's definitely added another layer of pressure, but you know, I think we'll just go out and we'll just do what we did last year and just go and do some skids and just see where we end up.
There was a keen interest in the Robbie Stokes entry, a Skoda Rally 2 car, replacing his Fiesta AP4, which would be raced by his younger brother Jack. The first stage through Berwick Forest proved a tough test, with Jack Hawkswood just 4th fastest and then dropping to 5th on stage 2. Emma Gilmore lost time on the first stage with a puncture caused by a split wheel rim. She drove out, but it cost her over a minute.
Yeah, puncture about halfway through.
On stage 2 she was 3rd fastest, but it was a frustrating start for the Dunedin driver. Worse luck for Hayden McKenzie, who had his central drive shaft break, causing significant damage under the car and sending him straight to service at Middlemarch and out for the day.
Drive shafts let go and obviously gone through the floor, done damage to our centre coupler, done our exhaust, so unfortunately it was one of those ones I couldn't limp out of the stage. So yeah, no, this time no fault of my own.
Kingsley Jones back in the driver's seat after a year off, 6th fastest after the first 2 stages as he got to grips with the MRF tyres. Also returning after a 2-year break, Josh Marston. Josh had taken the MRF Supersoft tyre while the others were running the soft compound. He was 5th on stage 1, but moved past Hawkswood to be 4th on stage 2.
Over 2 flat crests, and then crest into fast 5 left plus. 100, flat crest middle 120, repeat, flat crest here, middle 120.
Ben Hunt taking a conservative approach in stage 1. The organisers had put down a big challenge by starting the day in the forest, nearly 34 kilometres long and with multiple hazards. Hunt was just a couple of seconds behind Robbie Stokes on stage 1, but coming back to win stage 2.
30, hug along for a right plus, 30. 5 left plus, tightens to 4 plus, opens 120. Tightens to 4 plus, opens.
Encouraging start for Robbie Stokes to be on Hunt's pace. These WRC Skodas are very different to drive to the AP4 cars. Better brakes and sharper handling is where they excel, and Robbie admitting that this was tricky to get used to. But the surprise of the morning was Jack Stokes in the AP4 Fiesta. Despite being his first stage in a 4-wheel drive car, Stokes Jr. put in a 10-second margin over his brother on stage 1. And despite Hunt winning stage 2, Jack held the lead going to the first service break at Middlemarch.
Oh wow. Yeah, bit of everything, pretty slippery, just getting used to it. It's had a surprising amount of grip at the start, so it's sort of a bit twitchy, but no, it's good fun.
Another stage win for Hunt on our feature stage, Bald Hill. The stage winds its way through these unusual rock formations, which are a feature of the Middlemarch area and is a popular viewing point for the spectators who come to this iconic event from across Australia, New Zealand, and even a group from Ireland this year. Jack Stokes was 2nd on the stage and still holding a 5.6 second lead over Hunt. The younger of the Stokes brothers, he'd helped build this AP4 car before embarking on his own driving journey, doing a season last year in a 2-wheel drive Fiesta, which looks to have been a great apprenticeship. But as he put more stage miles under him, Robbie Stokes was improving as well, just a 1/10 of a second slower on this stage to his brother and holding 3rd overall. In fact, on this 10-kilometre stage, just 1.9 seconds separating Jack Stokes 2nd fastest to Josh Marston in 6th fastest. Emma Gilmore making up that time lost in stage 1 with 3rd fastest here, moving her to 6th overall. Josh Marston holding 4th overall, 30 seconds down on Robbie Stokes after this stage. In 2024, Jack Hawkswood had won this rally, but with few events between then and today, he just didn't have the same pace, and with a few issues in the engine, his best option was to keep in the top 5 and consolidate his championship points. Kingsley Jones admits that the fast Otago stages do not suit him or his Skoda. Knowing that he could not challenge the leaders, he chose to run the same 4 MRF soft tyres all day while the others would use 12 tyres. He was only 30 seconds behind Gilmore in 7th. The service park on a rally is like a mobile pit lane, so teams have to pack all their supplies into a vehicle to take with them on the road. Most top teams now are using a truck, like this one for Hayden McKenzie.
Hey guys, I'm Casey Williamson and I work for D&G Automotive, and I am currently crewing for Hayden McKenzie. This is our service truck. The cars are quite hard on the brakes because of the gravel and such. So we've got front and rear rotors, front and rear pads. We have upper and lower suspension arms, sway bars, whatever you need pretty much. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff gets a hard time from the gravel. You could probably see if you got close enough there, a bit of gravel rash. We have drive shafts here, hoses for boost and water, and also brake lines. We have tools and stuff, so just essentially what most shops would have, just 1/2 inch, 3/8, side cutters, all that sort of jazz, whatever we may need. And we're just lucky enough to have a fridge and some other nice stuff such as a TV and stuff like that. Not everyone has that, so we're kind of lucky with that. We've got a spare engine here as well. This was our engine from last season. There's nothing wrong with it. We just swapped it out to a new one just to be sure. So should we have a long rally, we have a spare there. We've got engine oil, all kinds, stuff to drain it, filters, brake fluid. In here, just gearbox parts, brake parts in here. And then we typically keep our tyres along here. So a set of tyres here, a set of tyres on this side. And then up the back here, we keep our fuel. That's what we keep on the truck if we can. Like I said, we're a little bit lucky, but yeah, we do what we can with what we've got. So, yeah.
Robbie Stokes won the repeat stage at Bald Hill with a time of 5 minutes 33.9 seconds. That smashes Hayden Paddon's old record of 5 minutes and 40 seconds, which Paddon set in the AP4 Hyundai in 2018. It's certainly a sign that a switch to the Skoda has been a good move by Stokes and his family team. And Jack Stokes not able to match his brother's pace in here, the Fiesta AP4 10.7 seconds slower. And that was all Ben Hunt needed to pounce and take the rally lead. Although he was 2.2 seconds slower than Robbie Stokes, he moved ahead of Jack to take a 4-second lead, with Robbie Stokes now third, just 10.8 seconds shy of his brother. Hunt expanded his lead on stage 7, but the brothers would continue their epic battle, Robbie winning stage 7 and in doing so would move into second by the smallest of margins. Just 0.9 seconds between Robbie and Jack. This was turning into a nail-biter, especially for parents Brian and Ann Stokes. But a great return for Josh Marston, keeping ahead of Hawkeswood to finish the day in 4th, and only 1 minute 11 seconds away from overnight leader Ben Hunt. So confirming Ben Hunt with a 10.5 second lead after the final tarmac stage, Robbie Stokes edging out the gap to second to 3.5 seconds over his brother Jack, Josh Marston in 4th, Jack Hawkeswood 5th ahead of Emma Gilmore and Kingsley Jones.
Stage 1 was going very, very well until it wasn't, and the car started to get a bit taily. We probably had about 15 k's to go of the 33k stage, and I was like, please don't be a puncture. But sadly, the tailiness did not get better, and we had a puncture. So we debated about whether to stop and change or keep driving, but we drove out, and I think that was the right thing to do. We ended up losing, just over a minute. So Yeah, it was an average start to the day. The rest of the day was fantastic. It was awesome with Ben and I in the car, getting back into the groove. Car was brilliant, had a lot of fun. Super fast stages, and the pace was very, very hot at the front. So had some really good stage times. Looking at the splits and some of those longer stages was really encouraging. So it's still just learning the Citroen. It's amazing in how quickly it can stop, and that's still what blows me away with it. I think I've overshot it coming into a corner, and then the car just stopped so quickly in that last part. So still more speed to come, but really, really happy with the day.
Sort of a wee bit of a baptism of fire this morning. Sort of didn't feel great, but then the time was good. So yeah, we sort of just tried to find a rhythm throughout the day, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable in the car now, so it's bloody good fun. Yeah, we're still learning quite a bit. I think I've definitely got a wee bit more pace than me, but I'll look at the notes tonight, make sure they're all spot on, and then see how we go tomorrow.
Been struggling a lot being first out on the road, sort of carving in the lines for everybody else. It's sort of something I haven't done before, but I was going to have to do sooner rather than later, so it's we'll just write yesterday off as a learning experience.
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, in the morning we had a few issues with the puncher and stuff like that, but yeah, the two Stokes boys definitely pushed on the rest of the day, and it's it is a tight, close battle between the three of us. So really looking forward to today. Love these stages, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, well, it's quite cool actually. My uncle Ion Ika had a lot to do with this stadium behind us, so pretty cool to be servicing in it, and the boys are just trying to do some little touch-up jobs on the car and get ready for Circle Hill.
Before we head out to day 2 of Rally Otago, our resident expert commentator Dylan Turner has been analysing the lines taken by our top drivers.
So first up's Jack Hawkswood, as you can see, well wide, totally misses the apex, but carries good speed up the hill. So totally misses that apex. He's a good 2 foot off the apex and in that slippery stuff, which just saps the power of the car and of course upsets the attitude of the car as well. Second in is Ben, and I mean, what a beautiful line. Ben just flows it out on the exit of that apex and carries his speed up the hill. Slowed down, there's the apex right there, perfect. Little bit in the loose at the rear, but I mean, he makes it work, as Ben seems to. Robbie, full commitment in there, nicely apexed. Emma for me just came in really nice, but then something happened in the middle. I'm not sure. You can see she comes in hot, looks nice, good attitude, not quite as much angle, but then I think she just hugs it a little bit too much and it saps all the power out of the car. She had to just let it flow a little bit more, she would have better pace. Lovely line there from Josh. Josh has really improved heaps, it's great to see. And yeah, Jack for me, that's probably the best line of all. Beautiful attitude at the beginning. Kingsley, oh Kings, that's way too wide. He made it work though, he did get it on the apex, but way too wide. You can see nice and straight, but then gets it too far out in the marbles. See how the rear of the car comes out? That's got no power down. And not as quick, sadly. Chris Meek, beautiful line. Listen to that BDA scream up the road. That's a WRC driver. And this is how not to do it. That is a right hand, kind of when you're supposed to go left.
After a scrub fire forced the cancellation of stage 9, Akatua was the first stage of the day, a very typical hilly, dusty start which then turns off into the Akatua forest with all its narrow paths amongst the trees. And once again it was the Stokes brothers who led the challenge. Robbie leading the brothers away. Remember, this is just his second day in the Rally 2 Skoda. And a lot to contend with through the stage as the road narrows and the tyres will be taking a pounding on this abrasive surface. So let's go head to head with the brothers. Jack, right-hand drive. Robbie on the left. Two very different cars which Robbie described as a sports car versus a tractor. Amazing then that the result is the same. Jack winning the stage by a mere 0.3 of a second. But Ben Hunt losing the rally lead here after he was 20 seconds slower through the stage and left wondering just what had gone wrong.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shock to see the two Stokes has pulled basically 20 seconds on us through that stage. I thought we were going pretty good through there, but clearly there's still heaps of time left in there. But we'll we love the next few stages. I think after that we might struggle a little bit in Berwick, seeing how well they did go on the forestry, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, that stage is just absolutely crazy. It's basically every rally stage in one stage, just the grip changing all over the show. But yeah, we tried to find a groove. It was pretty tricky, but yeah, good fun as well.
The result was the same on stage 11. Jack Stokes winning by 1.6 seconds to close the rally lead down to under 2 seconds. Robbie Stokes having an 8-second margin to Hunt, who was still third, but neither driver giving an inch as the stage kilometres count down. The problem for Hunt was that he was running out of stage kilometres on these sprint stages to make up time. But next up would be a second run through the Berwick Forest, and at 33 kilometres, this is where Hunt would have to strike back. Just 43 seconds separating Marston in 4th, Hawkswood in 5th, and Gilmore in 6th. Emma still being punished by that time lost on stage 1 on Saturday. Had it not been for that, she would surely be challenging Hunt for 3rd place. In fact, over the day 2 stages, she was 3rd fastest at this point.
6 right. Opens flat 7.
There are still bonus points on offer for day 2, so Hayden McKenzie had returned, not just for points, but also to add valuable experience with the car before round 2 at Timaru. The same for Kingsley Jones, who was driving for points and keeping his car in 7th position. But to finish first, you have to get through Berwick Forest. Jack Stokes had a moment in the narrow part of the forest road. He gets going with little time lost, but the rear right is damaged. That leads to this, a slow spin, and once again Jack gets going. But that telltale steam is a sign that the radiator has been damaged, and that would end his day. The question remained whether Ben Hunt could claw back enough time here to keep his hopes of a first ever Rally Otago win alive. Ben is not a fan of repeat stages, but this stage was used as stage 1 on Saturday. There is a speed advantage though, as 100 cars have driven through the stage, smoothing out the road, sweeping the gravel and making the stage faster. Hunt through to the stage end and his time is 45 seconds faster than the record set by Jack Stokes on Saturday. As expected, Robbie Stokes' time was close to Hunt's, in this case 0.8 of a second faster, so Robbie now leads the rally by 10.4 seconds over Hunt. So Josh Marston now into 3rd, and while he wasn't in a position to challenge Hunt, he had to defend against Jack Hawkswood, just 23 seconds back.
Into 4 right, 10, 4 left opens, 30.
And Emma Gilmore another 21 seconds behind, but at the end of this stage Gilmore lost her front brakes, bravely carrying on through the next stage before repairing them at service.
6 left.
On the penultimate stage, Hunt pulled out all the stops, winning the stage and closing to within 1/10 of a second of Stokes, before heading to the final stage, Kuribush. This stage has become world famous as the last stage of Otago Rally, and a huge crowd was on hand to see the final battle. Jack Hawkswood would be the first of the 4-wheel drive Nzrc cars over the stage. He won the rally on this stage in 2024, but this year was looking at 4th or maybe a podium. His time, 7 minutes 36. So, 15 kilometres to make up 1/10 of a second, and hope your competitor doesn't do better. This is as close as it gets.
Short 7 left minus, keep in, small crest 10, keep in 4 right.
While the stage is always over the same road, there will always be variation in the way the road has been graded, or in this case, there's definitely been forestry cleared on the side. This is the most well-known section of the stage, but there is another 10 kilometres past this, and it's just as challenging. Hunt was 5 seconds faster than Hawkswood at the first split, but Hawkswood is not the threat here. You can see why so many drivers from all over the world just love to drive this stage.
Finish long 6 left, 30.
Well, this is it. Ben Hunt finishes the stage, 7 minutes 21.2 seconds. It's not the fastest time he's done over the stage, about 8 seconds shy of the record. But will it be enough?
yeah, I put everything into it. Obviously, we didn't quite go as quick as last year. There's a bit more gravel on the road, so we'll see what happens. I'm not actually sure what happened in the stage before, so.
Stokes already into the stage as Hunt waits. Oh, he's missed a gear change. Will that cost him the rally win? It seems amazing that two drivers can be just 1/10 of a second apart after 2 days of rallying. But there can only be one winner. Look how hard Stokes is trying here. It's all on the line. 7 minutes 24. Oh, it's not enough. Hunt takes the win by 2.7 seconds.
To actually get this result, we've never won Otago. We've been so close many times, but yeah, I don't actually know what the difference was, but Robbie and his brother Jack, awesome all weekend.
Josh Marston was still battling for the podium here. He needed to be 4 seconds faster than Hawkswood to claim third. But in the end it would be 4th place for the Canterbury driver. And after Kingsley Jones retired at the last service, Emma Gilmore, the final finisher, in 5th place despite her day 1 puncture and loss of brakes on day 2. This being the power stage, she also collected an extra point. Hayden McKenzie did complete all the day 2 stages, but finished just outside the points in 6th place for day 2. So confirming the Category 1 4-wheel drive results for round 1. Ben Hunt takes his first victory at Otago by the narrowest of margins to Robbie Stokes, ahead of Jack Hawkswood and Josh Marston, Emma Gilmore rounding out the top 5. In the points table, Hunt leads with 42, Robbie Stokes on 38, Josh Marston and Jack Hawkswood tied on 26, Emma Gilmore on 20 and Jack Stokes just 3 points from his amazing drive. Round 2 of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship will be based in Timaru on May 10, and we'll be back on this channel with all the highlights and stories. Join us on Facebook and YouTube for live stage coverage as well.